How's everybody doing? What's up, you guys? Okay, we're gonna be going in, getting straight into this reading. Before we do that, we're gonna go ahead and just cleanse our energy real quick. Alright, next thing, let's just go ahead and we're gonna be pulling a general message, right? Message of the day. What is the message of the day, Spirit? Let's see. We got honesty, right? Make sure you guys are being honest. If you can't be honest with the things that's around you, people that are around you, things like that, then probably it's not the best place for you. If you're in a situation currently right now where you gotta kind of bend your truth a little bit to even sustain yourself, whether it be a job or things like that, try to find resources to come out of them jobs. A lot of times that we think that that's the only job for us, or that is the only form of way, you can find things that you genuinely like to do. Like if you're interested in tennis, you'd be surprised what could happen. You could be interested in tennis coaching and things like that, or just simple things, that you just like to do on a regular, right? You could be interested in the type of hobbies you're getting. You don't know. You could apply. If you're cool on your record and all of that, like you ain't got no word stuff on your record, you can go apply at a school and go trade careers. Like there's many different ways. Like if you work, I don't know where you work at right now. It's like you gotta kind of lie to cover your back or whatever, because you feel like your manager or whatever is weird, whatever. You can go apply somewhere else, or you can start your anything. There's plenty of things that we can start to talk about more to kind of give you guys that hope and that ambition that you could definitely trade positions. Like don't feel like, oh, because of the bills and all of that. You can start saving your money. You can start stacking up for your savings or something like that. We can start somewhere. You know what I mean? Because just talking about it ain't gonna really do nothing. I want you guys to actually begin to start thinking about your position and start seeing how you can move forward. But like I said, honesty is key. So if people around you ain't being as honest, any career choices ain't being as honest where you're at, and we need to probably dip off. But if you are being honest, great job on that one, because honesty is your word of the day, right? Okay. Next, we're going to pull the deck. Okay, we're going to be doing the astrology. We're seeing what comes out for you guys for the astrology, and we're going to talk about it. Okay. Let's see. I think these cards, they actually do have like the words directly on there, so we're gonna see something. Here we go. All right. What you got for us, Spirit? What you got for us? What message you got for us today? Okay, we got Eris, right? It says, named for the Greek goddess of Chaos, this asteroid's energy is associated with disruption, loss, and catastrophic events. In order to fully understand Eric's chaotic lesson, take a peek at the planets she's connecting to and what house she sits in. Do not despair when she shows up in your chart. She may be drawing attention in injustices and imbalances in your life and helping you learn to stand for yourself. This could be like, as I was saying, it could be things that, are distracting you, or things that typically are not really for your best interest in your life. And you can call on Eris, you know what I'm saying? You can call on Eris to help you in these situations. These times when you might be spending too much time at work, or too much time at work, or working hard in any way, and where you're not putting time into yourself and developing yourself. See, I've realized that whenever you go ahead and you continue to just work, you don't develop a plan to practice, or not just practice, but develop a plan to grow in that field, wherever you're doing, you just end up you become good at what you do, but you don't really have time if you don't put the time into advance. Like, okay, like I'm gonna show you guys an example. let's say I do carpentry, right? And I'm just doing carpentry, like I'm just doing people's, I don't know exactly what they do, but let's say I'm doing people, whatever I do in carpentry, right? And let's say I don't go away to school, or I don't upgrade my education on this stuff, and I'm just stuck in the 2000s in carpentry. I'm not even updated to the 2022 version of carpentry. I'm just doing the 2000 carpentry. What's going to happen is eventually I'm going to get left behind, because everybody's on this new technology and new things, and you know, they're doing things in a quicker way, and I'm still doing things taking 2-3 hours doing the same thing that they took 30 minutes, because just everything has been upgraded. So it's all about advancement as well. Like, you want to give yourself time to educate yourself and advance, and give that planning time, you know what I mean? That type of time. So that's the balance I'm talking about, right? And you can call them areas for that. Okay? Excuse my nails, guys. We have trine. A trine aspect occurs when two planets or points are 120 degrees apart from each other in the birth chart. This major aspect indicates a harmonious, stimulating relationship between the two bodies, and brings out creativity, love, and overall easier time. A trine occurs between celestial bodies that share the same element. For an example, if you have your sun sign in Scorpio, a water sign, and your moon sign in Cancer, another water sign, these planets would be considered a water tribe to each other. So this is kind of like it's kind of like a relationship in a way, where you guys kind of match energies. You know what I'm saying? You guys create a different kind of, and that's why, see, this is why it's important to really, like, I'm not saying that these zodiac signs really do like take place, because sometimes people have so much zodiac signs within them that they have different characteristics to pull from. But this is the importance of characteristics, because see, a lot of times we overlook these type of things. You know what I'm saying? If somebody looks good or whatever, you're gonna typically people be trying to overlook that stuff for the characteristics of that person, when the characteristics can make the outcome of that individual. Like if somebody likes to party, and this guy over here is just laid back and just chill, he wants to get with this girl because she looks pretty or whatever, but then she likes to party, he don't like to party, and then she goes out party and he gets upset. Now they have arguments. You know what I mean? Just looking at the characteristics of the person. You know, they have these zodiacs to tell you, because it's actually been studies on a lot of different people's birthdays and things like that, and they could tell you the personalities of a person and things like that. But what I can say is just focus on the characteristics of somebody if you guys really want to, you know, see if it's really divine love, like if it's really a connection there. You know what I'm saying? Because if the characteristics don't match up with your characteristics, if y'all here embodying his go outer, there's no way that you guys are gonna, you know, be able to sustain. I'm not saying it's not possible, but you gotta come on that mutual respect level too. It can't be they want to do what you want, and you want them to you want them to do what you want, and they want to do what they want. You know what I mean? It can't have that way. It's got to be a mutual respect thing. So I feel like just focus on the characteristics of a person. It's crazy how my nails start acting up as soon as I hit the record. That's crazy. It's just it be like damn moments that be just trying to make you stop, like when you're working hard. Like, next we have is fire. Fire signs Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius are the most passionate and zestful signs of the zodiac. They express themselves with motivation and determination, and sometimes through sheer force. You may need to grab the extinguisher if things get heated with a fire sign, as their impulsive actions may lead to some real destruction. But even if they are quick to argue, they are also the first to forgive and will step up for the underdog in a fight. They are also extremely loyal and generous. Their smothering sensibility is ultra passionate, making them among the sexiest signs of the zodiac. Now notice how they said. Notice how they said this. They said, but even if they are quick to argue, they are also the first to forgive and will step up for the underdog in a fight. That's kind of like having that balance, you know what I mean? And that's what I'm referring to when I say in different relationships, you want to kind of have that balance. So even though somebody might be argumentative, they'll still forgive you, forgive or apologize later. You know what I'm saying? So there's these type of things that we want. You know what I mean? We want that understanding in a relationship. We don't just. It doesn't matter what characteristics is who. It's based off of strongly off of the understanding, right? The communication, right? As I read these cards, you guys can listen in. I just like to give my, well, I do give my opinion, because without my opinion, it's just basically just, you know. So I include that up in there, but listening in for the messages. If you guys know anybody that's a fire sign or Sagittarius and things like that, a lot of these things do come out in this deck. So yeah. Okay. We got a Planetary Retrograde. Okay, so planetary retrograde occurs when a planet appears to move backward in the sky from our vantage point. In fact, the planet is not moving backward. Planets always move in the same direction in their orbit. But when its related speed and proximity to Earth changes, it can create an illusion of backward motion. Every astrological planet, aside from the sun and the moon, goes through retrograde. Retrogrades are a great time to take a break from the fast nature of your day-to-day life. Reassess things and set intentions. In birth chart, retrograde planets can indicate the ability to see matters from a psychic perspective. See, remember when I was telling you guys in the beginning about taking a break and just kind of building on that? I promise you, listen, you have an everyday life that you probably go do whatever you do being productive, right? It's going to be times where you get stressed out and things like that. There's probably times that you could probably look forward to that Sunday or whatever that you take a break, and instead of taking a break and doing something else productive, I want you guys to just take like an hour out of your day before you know, even if you do things productive and you just take a break, just take 1 hour out of your day, at least 1 hour. I mean, I prefer to take the whole day, but just take 1 hour just to plan. Like, literally look at your life and just really like reflect on your life. You know what I'm saying? And by doing this, you can honestly ask yourself, like, whoa, what can I do to make this better, or what can I do to have a more, you know, a more outcome. Like, you ever see, you know how like stores work where it's like profit and return and like a money weight? I want you guys to think of yourself like currency, right? How can I, if I'm giving all this energy to something, how can I recuperate it or reciprocate it? I think that's the word. Recuperate it back, like bring it back. You know what I'm saying? But bring it back in a more, you know, like how can I get get more out of what I'm putting out? You see what I'm saying? So that's what I want you guys to really think about. And I want you guys to think like, and when I say get more, I'm talking about like happiness and things like that. You know what I'm saying? I swear my nurse was not doing this before I hit the record button. It be like that, dude. It could be test from the spirit. That's why I look at it. I like, oh yeah, spirit wants to see if I'm gonna quit. Well, I ain't gonna turn this video off. I'm gonna keep going. Post-shadow retrograde. The post-shadow phase of the retrograde follows the retrograde. This phase takes after the planet has stationed. When the planet appears to stop before beginning retrograde and is working its way to the final degree where the cycle began. In this phase, you are clearing of what became undone or was confusing during the actual retrograde. In general, post-shadow retrograde is where you can recover or reckon with what got shaken up during that cycle. So you guys could be doing some spring cleaning, yeah, right? That's what I'm picking up. Start cleaning out any trash that is not in your home. I'm sorry, that you're not using in your home. Like, I've done this. Bro, I swear, if you go through your house and you will notice like the boxes, there's things that you don't use. Like, you know what I'm saying? Start doing some spring cleaning. It might be summertime where you're at, or winter when you see this video, but just do spring cleaning. We call it spring cleaning anyway. That's just like getting rid of the mess. Like anything that you don't use, give it away or something. You know what I'm saying? Give away. Like, donate. Like, there's plenty of things if you're not using on a regular basis and you don't plan on keeping it or moving it to your next spot or wherever it is that you go, then you might as well, like, if you just think about it, right? If you had to move to a different country and ask yourself, hey, this stuff that I have in my house, will I take this with me? If you're not willing to take that with you on a cargo ship and all of that, then it's probably needs to go. But you guys get into some spring cleaning, out with the old and in with the new, right? Things that you're actually gonna use. Spring cleaning. All right. So the next one you guys got is mutable. Mutable. Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces make up the mutable qualities within the zodiac. They are generally more easygoing signs, but that is not always the case. The mutable energy is easily influenced by outside forces and can be quickly drained if these signs are not mainly due to their good-natured personalities. They are humanitarians who want to take care of everyone, which can get them in trouble if they schedule or overcommit. The transcender in the stars, they are ahead of the curve in all aspects of life. Even though it says only these signs, a lot of us have that in us. A lot of us have that good personality in us. It's just some people tend to do it. I knew somebody that just gave away money, right? Like, it's not about the money, it was the principle. They just gave away the hard work. Like, yeah, man. And then by the time they look, they had nothing. So it's nothing wrong with giving, but it's to a point where it gets so extreme that you start to suffer yourself. And how does the person that, wants to see other people not suffer end up suffering themselves? And that's where it becomes an issue, because if you have this person that's willing to help, this good-hearted person, you don't want them to be in a position where they can't help. You know what I'm saying? Like, if people's taking from them, like, yeah, man, thank you, and so much people doing it, this person's not in a position where they can't help, so there goes that good heart in the community. You know what I mean? Then when people really need help, they can't really get help from this person, because this person, they need help now. They don't even have nothing to give out no more, because they kind of overstep the help or whatever. Like, so, but at the end of the day, there's also people that will give the world, and receive the world back. So, there's certain people in our communities that are like that. But then, I encourage people, if you guys see these type of acts where you see that somebody's kind of overdoing it, you know what I'm saying? You could, because some people like have that spirit, like, they'll get the world, but at the same time, you don't really want to see them in a messed up position either, because they got such a good heart that it's kind of unfair. But hey, it sometimes it's like that though. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes God brings His angels down there to test the waters. But if you got a friend like that, just pull them aside. You know what I'm saying? Try to just talk to him a little bit, or talk to her a little bit. Like, hey, listen, you don't have to really. Because sometimes they could be like, I got something to prove. You know what I mean? Sometimes people could be manipulating their mindset. Sometimes it's probably not even them. It's probably people manipulating them to give them this or give them that, because, they might lie to them and tell them that it's really for the kids when it's really not for the kids. So I encourage you guys to just look into it. If you got friends and family like that, like, hey, or if yourself is like that, just try to just, hold back a little bit, because sometimes people try to be manipulative to people that are kind-hearted and that want to give. They try to just use you. You know what I mean? They ain't really using you for what your purpose is, to help, but they're using you in a sense to just gain off of you, just to, you know what I'm saying? So if you see that people's trying to be manipulative, or they're always coming up with something to get some money, or something to get some help, or something to get some assistance, then maybe that's a red flag, See what else? We got retrograde phases. These occur when a transiting planet occurs to go backward in the orbital transit from Earth. It is an illusion based on the angle of the planet itself, but it creates a feeling of energy slowing down and can represent an opportunity to redo something in your life. The trickster planet, Mercury, going into retrograde can evoke anxiety because it indicates a time when communication delays and difficulties occur. Retrograde phases also have a very positive effect because they are a time to complete unfinished business and connect to people from your past. This is kind of like I was saying, like, this is kind of like that situation of just reevaluate yourself. you can reevaluate yourself and given that kind of that time of just seeing where your life is heading or seeing where your life is going, reflecting on your past is really healthy, because what it does is, because if you keep going like a train, you're just going, you don't know how far you came, you don't know how far you're going, you just know that you're going. If you take a break, it prevents you from getting discouraged in your journey, because you hit a rock, right? You're not keeping tabs of all the rocks that you hit before. I'm not saying exactly tabs like 5 or 6 rocks or 5 or 6 problems that you solved. I'm talking about literally a decent amount, like to a point where mentally you know that, oh, I just solved this problem yesterday, I can do it again. If you're not keeping track of the situations where you solve problems and you keep going, you're not going to have that constant ambition to keep moving forward. So that's why it's very important to recognize and reflect on and kind of just reevaluate your situation, so that when you're self-reflecting and you're basically, all you're doing is taking that day off to just, oh, I did this week, awesome. Keep that in your brain, because when you go ahead and you go through it the next week and you go through a situation similar to the rest, you know how to deal with the problems that you've been handed to. You know what I mean? That's all it is. It's just taking that time to reflect and reevaluate yourself, right? Alright, so your last card of this video is Neptune. Neptune represents inspiration, dreams, and illusions. Dreams can become reality when Neptune isn't present, but only if we are honest with ourselves. Neptune can lead us to delude ourselves, and if our goals are not reasonable or clear, we may stumble or falter while trying to transform our ideas into reality. Neptune is also associated with escapism, drugs and alcohol, and with tunnel vision and delusion. When it comes to matters of love, Neptune changes sign approximately every 14 years. Now look, as I said, you got to be honest with yourself, and that was the word of the day. You got to be honest with yourself to know where you want to go and how you're going to get there, and just, being honest in your situation. It might take some time, right, to get your dreams come true. I mean, that's, if dreams didn't take time and effort and struggles and all of that, then are they really that amazing? You see what I'm saying? If you have a dream, like a journey and things like that, and you want these things to accomplish, if they didn't take some sort of effort, some big effort, are they really a dream, or are they just something you thought about? You know what I mean? If it's just a thought, and if it's a dream, you know it's going to be a little hard. You know what I'm saying? But that's the whole purpose of it. The whole point of everything that we accomplish in our lives, it seems to be an accomplishment because it took time. So I want you guys to see that with your dreams. And this could just be whatever it is that you would like to do. Sometimes you could start something and not really like it. And that's the whole purpose of finding who you truly are. Sometimes you'll go through certain careers and not really enjoy them, or certain positions and not really enjoy them, certain relationships and not really enjoy them. Then you find your character, then you find out who you like, then you find out what you like, and now it's like you could maneuver that way. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the biggest thing. Just understanding, being true to yourself, and seeing yourself in a way that you wish to represent. And then once you know who you are and you're honest with yourself, you can go ahead and go do whatever you got to do to obtain them goals and dreams and things like that, right? That's gonna conclude our reading for the day. I thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you guys for just doing what you guys do. Do what you do on YouTube. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, all of that good stuff. I really appreciate that. Honesty is your best policy. So I will see you guys on the next video.